hopefully a quick video. I am wearing black. I am getting ready for a funeral today. And one of the questions I've been asked is, what are we singing for the funeral? Now, for a traditional Latin Mass, this is an easy answer. We're singing the funeral for the funeral. We're singing the Requiem Mass. And the Requiem Mass compulsory already has a whole lot of music. As you can see, it's heaps. And it's all really beautiful. And it's just perfect the way it is. So we don't have to add anything to it. This is what we sing, the Requiem Mass. So let me point out some of the music. It's all Gregorian chant, but it's not all the same. Okay, let's see if we can pick up some differences. First off the rank, Introit. Yeah, there's some singing before Mass if you're there for when the body arrives, but I'm going to skip that. Go to the Requiem Aeternam, the Introit, which is mode 6, which is one of the nice comforting sort of modes. It begins and ends on a Fa, but it sounds like a Do, so it sounds sort of majorish because it's got that T flat in there to make it. It feels finished, so you can hear it going in the background, hopefully, if I'm editing this right. So it's nice and calming. Just, yeah, some people don't want to go to a funeral. They're a bit worried about how they're going to feel. It's a turbulent sort of time, so it's nice to have some calm, relaxing music. And the Kyrie picks up after that, and it's still got the same feel. It's still the same notes, same mode. So, and it's dead simple, because sometimes, believe it or not, sometimes it can be a bit emotional at funerals, even for the choir. And so keeping it simple is a really good idea for funeral music. Okay. So after the Kyrie, there's the Collect. This is the prayer the priest says, and the Epistle, which is from Paul to the Thessalonians. So it would not have you ignorant concerning those who sleep. So if you want to look, 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 13 to 18, that's what the priest is saying, reading from the Epistle. Then we have a whole lot of music in between the Epistle and the Gospel. The first one is the Gradual. This is the more elaborate, probably the most elaborate one of the whole thing, but it's very familiar tunes for those choirs who have sung graduals before. It doesn't soar impossibly high, but it still has that yearning lifting up, because the gradual is to do it too with the graduated steps going up to the temple, as I understand it. So it is supposed to be an ascending sort of piece. But it's still really, it's not angsty at all. It's just that yearning. Maybe it's a little bit like the why, but it's still asking for eternal rest and light to shine on the deceased. Actually, all the souls in purgatory. Yeah, it's in plural, so it's all the souls in purgatory. Then we have the Tract, and the Tract I really love because it's the same tune. It's one of the first tunes I learnt to sing when I was actually leading the choir rather than just following. It's so much easier to follow when someone else is singing, but actually to be the one who everyone's looking at is just powers of 10 more. Anyway, it's exciting, but it's a very common tune. So I associate it with the Easter Vigil because that's when I first came across this tune. So to me it sounds rather upbeat. So yeah, it's a bit of a joy, because there is joy around this. We have the hope of God accepting us into the heavenly kingdom, and that hope comes out. So after the Tract, then we have the more dramatic sort of death and judgment music of the Dies Irae, which is a medieval hymn, I guess sequence it's called, but it is simpler, just one note per syllable most of the time, and it's used a lot in movie music to get that sort of dramatic sort of feeling. So it has lots of stuff about the final judgment, about God sorting the goats from the sheep, oats from the wheat. No, sorry. And it's just fabulous. But it goes on for 20 verses, so it feels long. And but it's all right if you're actually attending one of my places. I keep putting the Dies Irae into the hymn books, so you might find the Dies Irae in your hymn book, but I don't think regular hymn books actually do that. So anyway, look up. There's so much written about Dies Irae. It's like everyone's favourite, and beautiful ending. So if I can cue the ending here, just it's heavenly. I mean, even though it's all sort of dramatic, but it's just lovely. Okay, Then we have the actual gospel, which is Martha saying to Jesus, Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. Which, anyway, it's a good thing I don't have to sing that bit. Yay. Okay. But yeah, you know that we'll rise again on the last day. So it's from the Gospel of John. I hope everyone's been reading their Bibles and knows that bit of the Gospel of John. Look it up. John chapter 11, verses 21 to 27. Okay. There is no credo. It goes... I don't even know if there's going to be a homily. If there is a homily, it's not the same as a eulogy. I think there's been a thing in our diocese to... Oh, that was hilarious. If you were at Cardinal Pell's funeral, see what Archbishop Fisher did with the homily there. It was fantastic. Okay, Domine, Jesu Christe is the offertory. And this is a nice Mode 2 offertory. It's really standard. It mentions Abraham and his seed forever, so it's I like it. But yeah, I don't know exactly what I can say about it. Running out of things. So we'll get on to the Sanctus, which is the really easy Sanctus. I think a lot of people know this one because in the Pope Paul VI brought out this Jubilate Deo booklet with the bare minimum of Gregorian chant that everyone should know, and this Sanctus was in there. So he chose the easiest of Mass settings. So that's sometimes called the Jubilate Deo Mass or the Missa Primitiva. And you might hear it in movies. So in Damien of Molokai, there's a bit where Father Damien's teaching the Islander choir to sing, and I can't remember Sanctus or Agnus Dei, maybe they do both, but anyway, the Agnus Dei is similar mode. They just swap out Miserere Nobis, take that out and say Dona eis Requiem, so grant them rest, over and over again. So after that comes the communion verse, which is just beautiful. It's more ethereal, heavenly, eternal light granted unto them, O Lord. Let eternal light shine on them, O Lord, with your saints in eternity, because you are pious, you are loving, gentle, because Jesus is good. That's why we can hope for heaven. So that is pretty much all the Mass music. Then you flip to another part of the Liber Usualis, which is the burial service. At a votive Mass, you might sing this next piece around what's called the catafalque. They set up a fake coffin for votive Mass so they can have these extra prayers as if there was a coffin there. Today there's going to be a coffin, so we're doing the whole kit and caboodle. Libera me, Domine. Harks back to the Dies Irae in that sort of feel, but it's responsory. I wonder if it's older than the Dies Irae. That'd be really cool if this one came first, but I don't know. Anyway, so it's got a bit of a chorus of Quando I'll be singing. I'm not sure how editing this so we've got background music. I haven't done this before. Okay. So it's also like the Dies Irae about the final judgment when the world will be tried by fire. It's judged. So it's sort of last thing of please wipe away the deceased sins, prepare them to join you in heaven. So, and then after that, we have a bit of Kyrie eleison, and we go to actually you have to wait for a little while. Silence is always an option too. Silence is very funeral-like sort of thing. So there's a little while getting ready to take the body out, and so once they're all ready to go, the choir sings the last piece, which is In Paradisum, Deducante Angeli. So into paradise, the angels will lead you. So talking to the person now, and the martyrs will accept you, receive you, and guide you into the holy Jerusalem. And then there's going to be chorus of angels to receive you with Lazarus. Palpere. Oh, the poor Lazarus. No, not Lazarus, the cousin of Martha and Mary. Brother? Martha and Mary. the Lazarus and dives at, so after all the suffering of the valley of tears, you get the reward of heaven. In eternum they have rest, you have rest, yeah. So really, really hopeful. So that is the end, exuent, and so there is a more part at the burial. So I love this part too. This is another part from the Easter Vigil, so very resurrection-minded. I am the resurrection and the life. He who believes in me, qui credit in me, even if he dies, he will live. And all who live and believe in me, that vivet et credit in me, non morietur, they will not die in eternum. So they won't die forever. They might die for a little while, but not forever. Cool. So then you have the Benedictus and recap with Ego Sum. So that's what I'm singing today. I hope that helped you know about the best funeral music in the world. Yeah, I'm sure there's other funeral music which is really good. So, but yeah. So if you ask me what we're singing for the Requiem, we're singing the Requiem. This is the Requiem music, and it's perfect as it is, and that's what we're singing. Yeah. Unless we do a polyphonic thing, but I can't do a polyphonic thing, so yeah. If you want to do a polyphonic thing, yeah, go for it. Okay, so that's me done. I should go and get ready to go. God bless. See you next time. Bye. Requiem aeternam, dona ei Domine, et lux perpetua, lucea Dei, ego sum resurrectio et vita, qui credit in me, et siam si mortuis fuerit vivet, et omnis qui vivet et credit in me, non morietur.